Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Alright, we are missing a handful of people at the moment, but I'll start replacement soon. ERP's got the most amazing picture of me, and it's recent. How? Did you get that yesterday? You must have got that yesterday. Oh, literally just. Okay, cool, that makes sense. I was going to say, because, like, I haven't worn that glam in months, and I decided to wear it, like, last night for a late night conclave run. I was like, how did you get me? And I know it's recent because of the hairstyle change and also because of the glam. It was just... Very delightful, thank you. Yeah, so the reason I brought that up is ERP is streaming today's run. So if you've got friends who are interested in DRS but can't be here today, they can obviously go and check out ERP's stream. And you can see that in the live streamers channel. Just keep that in mind.
Good morning.
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 Who is hosting a DRS at 10 a.m.?
It's not 10 a.m, it's 9 a.m.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
How is it 11 for me yet you're more awake?
I am so awake, you have no idea.
I'm not. Yeah, me neither.
It's all good. When we get to Seeker, we'll be very awake. Heart pumping.
What are you planning for slimes and golems, if that's what you're saying now?
I didn't want to ask.
No, not slums and golems, but you know, Seeker is very fast. So.
Rate really calls slams, but he's blindfolded.
Yeah, you can call signs blindfolded, you just need to know the timings.
Ray, nothing goes wrong.
I mean,
Nothing ever happens on Slime's side.
nothing
No, I
should go
would
wrong.
know. I would know of nothing that happens there.
If the red leader cannot see it, it's not happening.
Okay. We got this.
Okay, it's time to send the big nasty ping. No, it was just like bam. Wow. Okay. So let's get a tank. Amazing.
He is not even in voice chat. He couldn't have heard that.
No. He knows the procedure. He's been on enough runs.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
You've not seen the Vulture ping on NA. Like, it's their equivalent of impromptu. They just get sent, and the instant it's sent, there's like 10 replies.
It's madness.
people know when it's going to be sent, and so they already have their message typed out, waiting.
Mm-hmm. That is literally how I do it when I'm not signing up to something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely can't imagine doing that.
All the addicts are showing their habits.
I remember the times when, for the late night runs, you had to be like typing in like 3 seconds or less the password. So I have a lot of practice of being fast.
You just learn to use a numpad really well.
Yes. I learned to use those like make your typing faster kind of websites where you're practicing like with like postal codes.
You're practicing for an accounting job, right?
What region is this voice chat currently in? Frankfurt. Let's change that real quick. You're going to get disconnected. Please stick around. It will reconnect you. Give me 1 moment. Let's write it down. Oh, you managed to join. Perfect. I did change the region just in case. All right, how many have we got in voice? We've got 30, 8 in voice, 40 in the alliance. I suspect it's like Naimia and maybe one other person. So I'm just going to get some general stuff out of the way. Hello, everybody. Welcome to DRS on Savage Slimes. My name is Vega. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey through DRS to see the Queen and get you guys a mount, along with my amazing party leaders and awesome veterans. Make sure you've prepared your holster. The most important thing is that you have plenty of re-raisers, some pure essences, as they are the most crucial thing. Re-raisers are the things that get you back off the floor when you fall over. Just to get some expectations out of the way, we're expected to take around about 2 hours, between 2 hours and 3 hours, depending on how slow things are. We do have Minerva dueling, so we'll lean towards 2 hours and see how we go from there. So that'll be interesting.
It's me for don't get it, hope so.
We also have 40 people, which means that we have 5 perfect parties all spread out across different places at the moment. So when we get to Slimes and Golems, we may actually do a quick reshuffle so we can make 5 perfect parties and have limit break available at Queen, which is something to keep in mind. At the moment, we are missing the caster in Slimes 2, which would be great for the Cure 4. But again, we can shuffle some things a bit later. That is the only problem I foresee. Alright, we do have 40 in voice chat now. Yep, sometimes it happens, people oversleep. That's fine, that's expected with like morning runs. We're fully ready for that. We have expectations about that, but that's fine. This isn't going to be the last run we ever do. So hopefully we can make another run firm that lines up pretty well. Perfect. Alright, I think I'm going to take quite a fun way down. I think we are at where we are at. We have 4 tanks on each side, we have 4 healers minimum on each side. So that is a-okay. Right, Alliance has been taken down. I'm going to do a quick ready check. Please make sure you are in the job that you intend to play throughout the whole instance. That's super, super important. You cannot change jobs inside. No, Hitchu, I would prefer you in Golems 2 when we get to Seeker, if that's okay, as a healer. I'm not fussed which healer. Awesome, thank you so much. All of the others actually just kind of line up, like, like really, really well, so it'll be a-okay. Awesome. Ready check has gone out. Please only hit yes if you are ready. You have all of the actions that you'll need. And then I'll go speak to the troubled gentleman when we are ready and head inside of DRS. Just to make sure I clean things up correctly as well, I'm just going to clean up the roles. Awesome. Everybody ready? That's pretty amazing. That's one of the hardest bosses to get out of the way straight away. And in we go. Awesome. Okay, that's the second raid boss out of the way. We managed to get in, which is great. Wonderful. Okay, so there'll be a cutscene, and when this cutscene finishes, the barrier will go down. At this point, you can turn on pure essences, re-razors, slot in the 2 actions you'll need from the start. And very important to mention, when we do go down the stairs, please do not touch the glowing circles. Okay, if you touch the glowing circles, you cannot come back. It will cause us to completely re-instance, so do not touch the glowing circles. You can go to the Lost Finds cache, which I am very quickly going to mark with the number 1. That's where you can sort out your actions. But before you do anything, pure essence, re-razor, slot in the 2 actions that you'll need from the start. 2 more people that instantly queued. It's like voodoo, dude. Voodoo.
Devi has excellence, by the way.
Perfect. All right. So, pure essences, re-razors, slot in the 2 actions you'll need from the start. Physical ranged, please make sure that you have a perception equipped at the start. You will change it as Seeker. Wonderful. I can already see at least 1 on each side, which is absolutely fantastic. If it's your first time in here, please make sure you have plenty of the re-razor, the Lebensfeder, the Vitablum, whichever language you're playing in, apart from Japanese, because I can't do that. So please make sure you have plenty of those. If it's your first time in here, if you do have any extra space, make sure to fill up those. And once you have filled up your holster to the maximum with no space left available, you can go stand on either Alpha or Delta. If you are on a Slimes group, so for instance, if you see Gildor, Zephyrin, or Layla in your party, you are going to the Alpha marker. If you are on a Golems group, if you see Cheche, Kaharu, or Hihichu in your party, you will be going to Delta. And again, once we get to Trinity Seeker, we will be doing a reshuffle of the parties. Back down in the right place. So again, pure essences, re-razors, slot in your 2 actions, and then refill your holster to the maximum. If you need any assistance with anything, please ask in Save Party, yell, or even voice chat. We'll be willing to help as best as we can. And whilst we are waiting, I will put the picture of the traps up, just so you have expectations of where the traps are. In the thread there will be an image, and the yellow circles with the red outlines are where the traps potentially could be, so keep that in mind. So let's have a look here. Golems 1 is good, Golems 2 is good, but 1 Pokeball, Slimes 1 looks good, Slimes 2 looks good. Awesome. Good. We're going to wait at minimum until the person with the crash comes back anyway, so no dramas. Yep, no worries. All good. Once all the groups are ready, we will split into different voice chats and whatnot. Hello, welcome back, Sophia. Oh yes, that's a really good point. Navarre and Hitchu, could you have a quick chat about Spellforge and Steel Sin, please? That's the only group I'd be concerned about. Thank you. Look at that, look at that. Professionals! Professionals! You guys outdo me. And yes, DRS in the morning, good way to start your day. Okay, Golems 2 is good, Golems 3 is ready. If we could do ready checks in all the other groups as well, please, that would be great. And then once we're very sure that everybody's okay, we'll split voice chats. Okay, and Slimes 1 is good. Golems 1 is good, Slimes 2 is good. And I believe something was being sorted in Slimes 3. Perfect. All right, we are going to split voice chats. So if you're standing on the D marker, that means you're in D, E, or F. You're going to drop down one voice chat to where you can see the likes of Flora, Kaharu, Filion.
Hello. So we can people in the which has the drop down. I think we should roughly about 20 people. And 19 people. And we have 18, so just missing one. Ah, that would be the one. They will have time to come back, and I will drag them into action. They also DC from Discord, okay. With that though, if your party leader has given you the go ahead, you can jump down, and at least whilst we wait for the DCs, I can go about assignments and such. And hopefully the DC will be back soon. So first things first, I'm going to start sending people into their specific rooms. So on the A marker, tanking the Blue Golem is going to be Sorian and Ichi. I do not think Tyler have dropped them yet. Okay, thank you. On the B marker, tanking the Green Golem is going to be Nymea with Flora. On C is going to be Extreme Raid Progress, Jun and Rich. And on D is going to be Kaharu and Victus. Not Victus, Navarre. I cannot update that one bit of my sleep. No. And so that is assignment sorted. Now, in this encounter, we do have preps. Narva is already scouted for us, but we have one that is in the White Room and will be one in one of the Northern Rooms. There is a map in the run flash that does show the path locations, so whenever we go into the area, you do want to make sure to avoid these and wait for them to be found. Now, the aim of this encounter is going to be to drag each of the golems that will spawn here and drag them into their specific rooms and have them killed in sequence on their hands. Now, we do have a specific kill order, so we'll start by killing the blue one, then the green, then the red, then end off with the white golem. However, you may notice that we have 2 blue and 2 green, which doesn't line up. These golems will do a cast called Metamorphose, and what that will do is when that cast finishes, it will change the colour of the golem. So if you're on the blue or green golem, you just always want to interrupt this as your golem's already the correct colour. However, for the white and red one, you want to make sure you let this Metamorphose cast go through once, and that will cause the golem to change it to the correct colour. Once it is the correct colour, you can just interrupt it from there on using interject. Now, each of these golems do have specific mechanics that you need to deal with. So, on the blue and white golem, they will do a tank buster that can hit quite hard and also inflicts a dog. So you can just use heavy mitigation and invuln it, and make sure healers that you're sending your tanks after this goes off. Now, as for the red golem, as soon as it turns red, the first person who attacks it will get tethered to it, and it will start slowly chasing that person and hit them with very heavy autos. So when that red golem is casting Metamorphose, make sure you aren't attacking it unless you're the tank in that route, otherwise it may tether to you and you will end up dying with the autos, sorry. This red golem will be kited until it's about 20%. From there, ERP will use their invuln, drag it onto the red pad, and we can pull it out. Our final golem is going to be the white one. When the white one reaches roughly 30% HP, it will do a cast called Compaction. This is effectively a benediction, so we want to get it close to 30%. And then once Slime Side is ready, we will melt it down and kill it before that compaction goes off. Now that is pretty much it for the specific mechanics on each golem, it's just killing them in sequence. So for all of the DPS who are here, we're basically just going to be one big old murder ball. We're going to run around and kill the golems in the order of blue, green, red, white. Yes, if I'm not on white north. I do see that Sophia is still on white. I do see them here. So in the hallway, we will also have 2 rune golems spawning. We don't have tanks for these, so I'm going to assign a couple of tankier DPS to do them, and people from the who are tanking golems will take over once their golem is dead. So whenever I will have you take the rune golem in the north hallway, and Cheche if you could take the one in the south. So, Soren, when your golem is dead, you can take over from Cheche in the south hallway and tank the brown runes golems. And Naimia, once your golem is dead, you can take over from Minerva. Now yes, for the red golem, since it will do heavy hitting autos and ERP will be kicking it, that means ERP won't be able to interrupt it himself. Rishira signed into the red room with the aim of using your head graze to interrupt it, since you will be able to do it from range. Honestly, I don't doubt that ARP, but I would rather still have Aphis rings in there. Now, our traps were in the north and in white. So, Sophia, you should have lost perception. When we go into the counter, if you could just find the trap that is in the white room. And Minerva, you're going up north anyway, so you can find the one in the hallway as well as the north room. And Reese, you can also help out with finding the other one in the north room, so Min can go into the red room, and Reese into the green one. That is pretty much it. We can go ahead and do ready checks. So Sophia, since you're just a DPS, you're going to be the big old murder ball. It's just going to go around and kill each of the golems in the sequence of blue, green, red, and white. All tanks can make sure you have your tank stances on. And we won't be using any expensive actions here. So you can just hold on to your buffs. And that is starting to get ready now, so we should have a countdown coming soon. So again, all tanks, to make sure you have your tank stats on. Every tank will be tanking something. And a reminder that there is a trap in the middle hallway, in the white room, and one in the northern room. So tanks, make sure you pick up your golems and take it into your specific runs. And DPS, we can wait and get ready to kill the blue golem. Or perhaps for the green flag. And so we can now DPS the blue golem. And tanks and info. Blue and white tanks, and make sure this are your tanks. And drop them blue and green. Perfect. And now we can move over to the green golem. Zoran, you can take over for the Chachi on the South Ruins golem. And DPS can DPS then the green golem. And dropped. And next will DPS then the red golem. Make sure not to use any dots, it will get down to about 20%. Almost 20% here if you can. And bomb, and very bomb, add, interrupt. Ah, I see it's also colored to Jin. Try to get it a little bit thicker. And Jin, you can, when it's about 5%, take on that, and we can fight right down. That is unfortunate, but... So with that, that only leaves the white golem. We will weaken it down a bit, but only to just about 40%. Interrupt. So we'll only take it down to 40%. So stop DPS and just help with the hallway golems. We'll be waiting for Sling Sling to be ready and go for Rupture. Interrupt. And that's going to be a wipe. Something went wrong with some sides, so what we can do is we can hug the explosion trap just in the middle. We can hold gap around it. And once everyone's here, we can just go kaboom. If you did re-raise, what we can do is we can go to the trap in the red room. And again, once everyone's here, gather around it. And we can put kaboom again. And now that the room is reset, we can leave. And we will be requeued back in. That was fairly smooth for the most part. Everything went well. So it's just a case of Mimes doing their part. With us having 3 instance, we are picking up a few more people who wanted to join, but we're a bit late before we went in, so... So once you load in, do make sure you pop another Rewriter as well your essence. And very quickly almost default things straight off the remember the wrong content. Okay, what did before that? And so once you've got a new rewriter as well as essence, you can go away by the D marker and make sure that you've refilled your holster. Oh here, I see another Pokeball. And so party leads once your party is ready, they have all our erasers and essences. Go ahead and do ready checks. Let's see if people are sorry. I don't know if the PC was on our site, I believe. Okay, so everyone's sorted on this side, so once you're partly this as you can, we can go ahead and hop down on the golem side, this side with the D marker. Once we get there, we can check for the trap locations as they will be different this time. However, assignments will be the same as they were before. For our tuna additions, there's nothing special for either. If you do, you'll just be following in the big old death ball and killing the golems as they're called out. And so where are the traps? Okay, so it looks like it's one in north, one in the white room, so basically the exact same as before. And as a result, it can be handled in the same way. So Sophia, you can find the one in the white room, and Rish and Minerva can check the two north rooms. I don't think there are any questions or anything that needs to be gone over. However, if there's anything you're unsure about, do ask now. You can either keep Minerva alive and north, but it's not really needed, so you can just help DPS down the golems. Yeah, you're not gonna do it. We can do ready checks, they seem to be already ready. Yeah, no, the runes golems don't hurt that much. So that is it's running. So we can start a very second time. And thanks to make sure that you all have your stats on. And remember that there is a trap in the hallway, one in the white room, and one in the northern rooms. So make sure to pick up your goals. And bring them towards the pad in your room. And we can DPS down the blue goal. And we'll have the tank bust out, so tanks can bomb. And healers make sure to set up. Interrupt in blue and green. And next we can deal with the green goal. And again, just set that. And interrupt. Now we can start weakening down the red golem, no dots here. We'll get it down to about 15%. So you can stop damage, ERP can pop your Enfon and bring it onto the pad. And we can kill it. Interrupt. And so now we'll just weaken down the white golem. And again we'll be waiting for slimes to essentially set ready. So we'll get it down to about 40%. And we can stop damage and just deal with the rune squirrels. Interrupt. And make sure we're keeping the white tank alive. And there's another set of stones. Interrupt. Now we can start DPSing down the light. Kill the light. And with that we can just kill and stones and make our way out towards the hallway.
Did we do the funny thing where he doesn't do this compaction thing?
Possibly.
Because we
No.
had just interrupted. Not? Okay.
When you interrupt, it takes a little bit to do compaction, but we had a bug once where it never did compaction.
And there we go. Don't have any permanent depth, so we can go ahead, up on the glowing pad, and make our way to Trinity Seeker. At this point, you can move up back into the 48p Light voice channel, where we will have Vega again.
Alright.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Thank you for the good golems. Nothing goes wrong on golem side, right?
Never.
Alright. Let's have a look. Is everybody here in the voice chat? Yes, they are fantastic. So I am going to put waymarks. There are the waymarks. I'm going to stick a number above my head. And I'm looking for a tall Danger Dorito volunteer, one of the party leaders preferably. For somebody that we can follow if we need to, because this boss is very much about following. So let's talk a little bit about this fight, okay? Before we talk a little bit about the fight, though, we're going to talk about actions, make sure everybody's on the same page so that we can all do damage, get to the end of the raid. So first things first is the physical range that had perception at the start. You can now take off your perception and slot in a dervish, okay? I will sort parties soon, as soon as I've done the action explanations. Thank you for the reminder. Physical range, you want to have Lost Font of Power and Lost Dervish. Very important. Make sure to start away perception. Okay. and there shouldn't be many other action changes that are required from other people. Okay, let's talk about how we handle death here. So you can see that you have the resurrection restricted icon. This means that you can't be resed by normal resing actions. Okay, the first and simplest method to get raised is by having a re-raiser active. Okay, if you have a re-raiser active when you die, there is a 70% chance you'll get automatically raised. It does not ask you if you want to be raised, so it will raise you automatically. Okay, so 70% chance. Each time you die, please activate a new feather. It's very important that you do this. Even if it means you run out before the end, please, every time you die, activate a new one. Very important. Alright. The best way to get raised is through the use of Lost Arise. Lost Arise only works on healers in this instance, and specifically only when those healers have lost Pure Essence of the Divine active. Okay, when you use Lost Arise, there is a small chance that the person you are using it on will be raised. So don't be disheartened if you're trying to raise somebody and they don't get raised straight away. Keep using it. Eventually, they will be able to get up. You can target people outside of your party with Lost Arise, so if you see anybody dead on the floor and you're in a comfortable position with the mechanics, please make sure to get people up off the ground. It's very, very important that we get everybody up as soon as possible. Okay, but please, please, please only use Lost Arise in combat if you are comfortable to do so and very happy with the mechanics. Okay, very, very important. Now I'll talk about the other actions that we have. Lost Font of Power, Lost Font of Magic. These are your big damage buttons. Okay, press these every time they light up. They are a 2-minute cooldown approximately. Lost Font of Power, once you press it, just do your full rotation and smash the boss. Lost Font of Magic, same idea, but it will drain your MP, so please make sure to use Lucid Dreaming and Ethers as well, so that you can get some MP restoration going whilst Lost Font of Magic drains your damage. Drains your MP, sorry. If you have a Banner of Honored Sacrifice, please try and pair it with your Lost Font of Power. It is far more potent. But, of course, if you see it lit up, then just press it. It helps, it's extra damage, but it's better paired with Lost Font of Power. Lost Dervish, please try use it on your 2-minute bursts. If not, then please, again, just press it when it lights up. It's better than not using it at all. And Lost Rend. We have 2 Rends in this instance. Okay, Rend number 1, you'll use this when you pull the boss. That is Athe. As soon as we pull the boss Athe, use Rend on the boss. Once yours runs out, Devi will use theirs. And then once Devi's runs out, yours will come off cooldown and you can press it immediately. It's 10% vulnerability on the boss, I believe. So make sure it's kept up on the boss at all times. Very important. And one of the last actions I want to talk about is Cure 4. Casters, you have been promoted. You are now healers. Congratulations. Cure 4 is very, very potent. What Cure 4 does is it gives a very, very potent heal to your whole party when they are in range. And it also gives everybody a 1-minute bravery buff. So, I want you to use your Cure 4 once every minute at least. Use it during raid wides to heal up your party after the damage goes out. If you've never seen how Cure 4 works before inside DRS, please press Cure 4 now and give your party a bravery buff. You can use 1 charge, that is a-okay. Now that is the majority of actions. Make sure you move around so that you don't get kicked from the instance. And I'm now going to do some shuffling of parties. Can I just 100% confirm what party Night Sky is in? I know Azriela is in E. E. So Night Sky is in E. So that's E at full party already.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So we are going to slightly split up the F group. Let's have a look. Oh wow, that was super fast. Let's have a look. Malchior, can I please get you to leave your party? Malchior, I'm going to invite you to my party. Serayan, can I get you to leave your party? You are going to join Layla's party. And Kekri, can I get you to leave your party, please? You will be joining Zephyrin's party. So Serayan, Malchior, and Kekri. Let me go and see if I can pick up Malchior. There we go, I can see Malchior. Okay, so that's 1 full party. Golem Zephyr is going to be a very comfy party. Okay, and the last person to be picked up is Serayan. So if you, for some reason, have the party lead icon in Slimes 3 in C, please hand it over to Layla. That would be great. Yeah, all good. All right, so Layla, I'm just going to assume that you're going to be okay to self-sort that once you get the leader icon. Just pick up Soraya and we'll be good. And now I'll start talking about the boss. Again, make sure to move your characters. That would be great to make sure you don't get kicked. And I'll explain how this boss works. It'll be fairly short explanations because this boss is very similar to normal mode. It's a lot faster though, and it hits a lot harder. We want to make sure we're using Cure 4 after raid wides to make sure that everybody gets healed up. That would be absolutely fantastic. All right, so now let me get my notes out again. Very, very important. Sometimes I feel like I forget absolutely everything about this fight because it's so fast. So, there are raid wides, there are tank busters. In terms of tanks, everybody can turn off their tank stance. I have my tank stance turned on. I'll be the main tank. Should I fall over for any reason, Kyoko, please be the first person ready to provoke. You have lightning quick reaction time, so I know you will. Thank you so much. That would be great. So tank busters in this, you need to make sure you are behind the boss at all times. It's very important that you're behind the boss because the tank busters are actually quite damaging. And if you're in front of the boss and you share it with me, you will probably die. So behind the boss for all the tank busters. For swords, I will explain how I will call swords. It will be boss relative. Okay, so check which direction the boss is facing. Make sure you are behind the boss. And I'll be calling boss relative, something like left, left, right, right. Now, make sure you are close to the boss for the swords. I'll call out which is going to be safe. So if I call out left, left, right, right, you stand on the left of the boss for 2 cleaves. Once you've seen 2 cleaves, you go to the right of the boss for 2 cleaves. Okay? So make sure to keep that in mind. I may also call something like left, front, front, right. In which case you stand the left for 1 hit, go in front of the boss for 2 hits, and then towards the right for 1 hit. Okay, keep that in mind. Boss relative, make sure you're behind the boss, and it will be left, front, back, right. The mechanic that tends to catch people out first time is the Seasons of Mercy. This is a mechanic that if you've done the level 100 Alliance Raid Juno, you will be able to understand what it looks like. A white orb will spawn. If you look at this orb, it will petrify you. Look away from the orb. Move away from the giant purple flower that doubles in size very quickly, and dodge the ice crits. Okay? Look away from the orb, move away from the pink flower, dodge the ice crits. Very, very important. Please make sure you're doing that. There'll also be a knockback or a hide. If it's a knockback, you can stand on the numbered markers. If it's a hide, you can stand on the letter markers. Very often, we'll be going to a specific letter marker, so keep that in mind. And the last thing I want to explain is the Sandal Stone mechanic. For Sandal Stone, I'll tell you which is safe, which you can stand on. If it's stand, you can stand on a yellow ring, any of them will do. If it's stone, you stand on a blue ring, any of them will do. Even the center is safe. We may also see this with Earthshakers. If you do get an Earthshaker above your head, move away from the group to the opposite side of the arena, respect the Sandal Stone mechanic, and do not overlap your Earthshakers. Okay? Very important. Alright, now is a fantastic time to also eat food. If you have any food from the last tier in your inventory, they're great to use. Extra HP is fantastic. Extra damage on 40 people is also incredible. Let's do some ready checks. If you're not sure about any of the mechanics, press no on the ready check. We will answer your questions in say, party, yell, or voice chat, of course. And let's go and kill the Trinity Seeker. Alright, Slimes 1, Slimes 2, and Slimes 3 is ready. Golems 2 is ready, and Golems 3 is ready. Well, that's not ironic. Party of 2 over there, chilling. Party of 2 friends as well. Alright, as soon as Golems 1 is ready, we'll do a countdown. The countdowns in here will always be 30 seconds, so you have plenty of time to dance and get Cure 4 on your party as well. anything I can help with in Golems 1? Golems 1's ready. Perfect. Alright. 30 seconds, beginning now. Oh, I see. Check. All good. Okay. Thank you. Casters, please use Cure 4 on your party. This will give everybody a 1-minute bravery buff. You can use it now. I want to see all parties with bravery up throughout the entire fight, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Alright, first up will be a raid wide. Casters, you can use Cure 4 to heal up your party after this raid wide. And then we'll go into swords. Again, boss relative. Make sure you're behind the boss. We start on the left. Yes, left, right. We stay left for 2 hits, and then we move right. One, 2, move right. Look away from the orb. Get away from the flower. Dodge the ice wood. Okay, get behind the boss. You want to make sure you're behind the boss. Stay behind the boss. There'll be a tank buster now. And stay behind the boss, there will be a second tank buster. Second tank buster is going out now. Stay behind the boss. Alright, the boss will automatically go back to the middle. Make sure you all come up together because there will be chains. Only break the chains by moving apart once they disappear. Break your chains and hide behind the barrier. Behind the barrier. Sprint if you have to. Get to the letters, any will do. Behind the barrier. Back on the boss, nice and close. Make sure you're nice and close to the boss. We'll be dodging some Ifrit dashes. Alright, we start on 4. And we knock towards 3. You can stand on 3. Everybody on 3. Alright, back on the boss. Everybody stack up on the 3 marker. This is a stack marker. And next we'll see Sandal Stone. Highly likely we won't see Earthshakers, but we will see Sandal Stone. Before that though, we need to make sure that we dodge some orange when it appears. Dodge the orange. And then everybody is now going to stand on stone. Blue stone. Everybody stand on stone. Afterwards, we need to go into Cardinal. Number 4 is safe. Number 4 is safe. Into Cardinal of the boss. Perfect, we're going back into the middle. Make sure you're behind the boss. There'll be Ifrit dashes again. Alright, we start on 2. Boss relative. Okay, there'll be right, left. Start between 1 and 4. Right, left between 1 and 4. 2 hits. 1, 2, move. Move away from the flower, look away from the eye. Alright, get nice and close, ready to break your chains. And break your chains by moving apart. You may have to go to Narnia. Raid wide. Casters, make sure you're using Q4 after this raid wide. And burst should be coming up, font of power, font of magic, etc. Make sure you're using them. And stay behind the boss. Alright, the boss will go back to the middle. We'll see some swords. Alright. Boss relative. We'll start on the right. Right, left, left, right. Stay for 1 hit on sand. On sand. Move left. Stay left. Move right on stone. Okay. And bonus round, everybody on stone again. We're going to look away from the orb. Get away from the flower. It doubles in size. Okay, and that is a dead boss. We do have some dead, so please stick around. There are traps ahead, so do not go ahead. There are traps ahead. Please stick around to get the dead up. Make sure to pick up your personal spoils. These are very personal chests, so make sure to... I saw that. Make sure to pick them up. If you did die in that fight, make sure to use a new resistance re-raiser so that you have a 70% chance of raising. Okay, Min, if you could go find traps, that would be delightful.
It's a little dead for a second there, sorry.
All good, all good. Okay, there are 6 traps in total. Please be very careful following Minerva. It's going to find all 6 traps. And we will be going through the door where the A marker is towards Dahu. If you're in Minerva's party and you're providing buffs such as Sophia, Filion, or Azriela,
just
then
go to Dahu.
please, okay, fair enough. Oh, of course you've got...
I actually want the slower duel so I get more gauge.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
be painful.
I see, I see. Well, good luck. We'll see you on the other side. For those on the way to Dahu, make sure to dodge the traps. Alright, and here we are at Dahu. Okay. So, let's talk about Dahu. If you're in Minerva's party, by the way, you can go stand on the 3 marker just so we can confirm that everybody's ready, because there won't be a ready check in that group. Dahu, very similar to regular mode, a little bit faster, and also he has 1 extra mechanic, which is what tends to catch people out sometimes. Well, 2, but let's talk about the one that kills people. Spit Flame. He will target 4 people and put a number above their head. 1, 2, 3, or 4. These are the limit cut dot markers. Okay? So, if you get one of these markers, you go to one of the waymarks. If you get 1, go to 1. If you get 2, go to 2. If you get 3, go to 3. 4, go to 4. If you can't reach that waymarker in time, please just go to any of the lions on the outside of the arena. Stand on them until you get fire thrown at you, and this will clear a space for everybody to knock back to. Okay? There is also a big slappy which is beginning to catch people out recently. Basically, he will cleave half of the arena. You want to stay nice and close. Dodge the first slappy, and then move into where it just hit, because he will follow up with a slappy on the other side of the arena afterwards. Very important. Okay? I think that is the majority of the mechanics. The last 2 people are heading towards us now. So let's do ready checks in all groups. And the party leader in E, if you could just do a quick count, just make sure your party's there. Okay, let's have a look. Well, that is 6 groups ready, so I am fairly happy. Please don't fall off. I'm going to start a 30-second countdown. There it is. In the Yell chat, we can't do an overworld countdown because technically we are in combat. You can use Cure 4 on your party. Make sure everybody has Cure 4 and to keep it up during the fight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, I'm going to point the boss north. If your healer casts a range, you can get away from the boss. There will be lots of AoEs dropping soon. Dodge the AoEs, dodge, dodge, dodge. Dodge the Fanta. Okay, the boss is now going to dash. Keep away from his face. Keep away from his face. He's going to dash a second time. Keep away from his face. He's going all the way north. We want to go north too. Dodge the pizza. Well done, Min. Thank you so much. Always a safe duel. We're going back into the middle. Healer caster range. You can spread out a bit. Alright, dodge the orange. Numbers are coming out soon. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4. Or go to any lion. Just main tank things. Alright, safe spots created. We're going to have a big slappy, sorry. Move into the old slappy. I know that's super awkward. Just main tank things. We're going to knock back to any safe spot. Any safe spot will do. Alright, nice and close back to the boss again. We're going to get behind him. He's going clockwise. My past 6 runs have been clockwise. And one more. Perfect. Alright. We're going to see some ads next. It's safe to ignore these ads and just focus on absolutely zerging the boss, please. I'll be using a lot of mitigation to make sure I don't die. And let's go with this. Alright. Well done, everybody. Check that in your inventory you have this item. If you don't have that item, please go back to Seeker, avoiding the traps, and pick up that item. That is your personal spoils. If you've got that item, we can head towards Queensguard. And we'll do some fight explanations there. How does one go back to Seeker? If you figure that out, Minerva, I'd love that. Alrighty. Hichu, are you A-okay to deal with the F-orbs? Wonderful. Then we have a full complement of orbs to deal with. I'm going to drop some way markers. One of the way markers? Okay, cool. I am going to put the number 1 above my head, being half of the tanking team for this fight. I am looking for a main tank volunteer 2. Please come and stand on me. Pop your tank stance on and put the number 2 above your head. Kaharu. Hello. Do you prefer warrior or do you prefer the knight? Okay, so you take the warrior, I'll take the knight. Perfect. Alright. Awesome. So in the DRS run thread, there is a whole bunch of images that are slightly overwhelming. I actually need to eventually remove some of those images to make it a bit more easy to digest. But the most important image here is the second to last one, which has the reflect orbs. Healers, the reflect orbs are your responsibility when we get to the final phase. All you need to figure out right now is who is healer 1 in your party and who is healer 2. For instance, if you're in Slimes 2, there are 2 S2 orbs and then H1, H2. Figure out which one of those 2 orbs you want to take by talking to your co-healer and make sure it's clear exactly which one you're going to be taking. Later on, when those orbs spawn, you need to stand underneath them. Once they spawn, activate a light curtain and then stand directly underneath them. You'll reflect the damage back to them, killing them. Okay. That's the most important thing here. Tanking stuff has already been dealt with, so that will be a-okay, but I am looking for some North 1 and South 1 volunteers. Okay? So North 1 and South 1 volunteers, tanks, who will basically have that invuln. South 1 on ERP, that's great. And any North 1 will do. Hichu, can you put a marker above Lyric's head, please? That would be great. Awesome. I don't have a North 1 volunteer, so I'm going to voluntold somebody. Ulgar. I would like you to be the North 1 Aurasphere. On the very last phase, Auraspheres will spawn at Alpha and Charlie. Olgar, you will need to pop your tank stance on in the last phase. Pick up the first Aura Sphere that spawns on the north. Basically, you want to have aggro when it dies. When it does, you'll get a red marker above your head. Use your invul, and you'll survive the big damage. Appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, so now let's begin with explanations for Queensguard. Queensguard is very, very different from normal mode. When we pull the fight, all 4 will be on screen, and then once they get to 80%, they will disappear and spawn 2 by 2 this time instead of 1 by 1. The first 2 that spawn are the tanks. The warrior will go to the side, and the knight will go into the middle. Okay. Very important thing about the warrior is he does a spell called Boost, which will give him a damage up, and it needs to be dispelled. Could we have the dispellers please confirm in Yell chat that they have dispel equipped? I think I assigned 2 people, and those 2 people haven't changed the run. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so it's going to be dealt with by Gildor and Ratter. Perfect. Alright, thank you so much. So when he casts Boost, you will need to cast Dispel on the warrior to remove the red icon. That's very, very important that we do that. And 2 other important things. 2 bosses will spawn, they need to be kept apart at all times. If they get too close, they will tether, gain a damage up, and go around one-shotting absolutely everybody. Okay? The second most important thing is that their health needs to be kept similar. So within about 5 to 10% of each other. Reason being is if one dies before the other, it will begin casting a Lunging Rage cast. So we want to kill them at about the same time. So keep them within about 5 percentage points of each other. Once we kill one of them, we go kill the other one immediately, very quickly. Okay, now I'll explain the mechanics. The first thing we'll see is Spellforge or Steel Sting. I will call out which one you need to give to your entire party, Spellforge or Steel Sting. I'll say something like, apply Spellforge to everybody in your party. In which case, if you're the healer with Spellforge in your party, please apply Spellforge to everybody. And also Lyric. Lyric has the bind icon above his head, so please make sure to apply Spellforge to him if it is the Spellforge. Okay? It may also be Steel Sting. If it's Steel Sting, please give Steel Sting to everybody in your party. During the countdown, you can apply Spellforge to your physicals and Steel Sting to your magicals. That will cut your job in half when we need to give these out. Okay. Second mechanics we'll see is bombs, and it'll either be knockback bombs or bombs on the edge. If it's knockback bombs, you will knock back from one of the lettered way markers towards where the bomb starts. So for instance, knockback from B towards the edge. And then you need to go to the bomb that I call out depending on if you have a debuff. The last image in the run chat will be a little scales debuff. If you get this, please pay special attention, because my call out will be something like debuffs take a large bomb, debuffs take a large bomb. If you have the scales debuff, you'll take a large bomb in that call out. Okay? If you don't have the debuff, you will take a small bomb after the knockback. The call out can also be reverse. Okay, so something like if you have a debuff, take a small bomb. Again, if you have a debuff, take a small bomb. If not, take a large one. Now, knockback bombs, you knock back from one of the letters to the edge and take the bomb that you need. If it's bombs on the edge, we simply go to the edge of the arena and take the bomb based on the call out. Okay, so again, check if you have the scales debuff and go to the bomb that I call out. Boost will go on the boss. That will be dispelled by Ratter and Gildor, so keep that in mind. And then afterwards, we'll have some tethers go out. The tethers will give half of the raid a scales debuff again. If you get the scales debuff, you go to the green puddle. If not, you go to the purple. And we sprint towards the boss and we do an in or out mechanic. Listen for the call out. Once both of the warrior and the knight die at the same time, the soldier and the gunner will spawn. The gunner will be kept into the middle. The very important mechanic for this phase is the open side underneath your feet. Okay? You'll get a circle around your feet, it will be very visible, and you'll have one open side. Once we've dodged the fire frogs, you need to point your open side to the gunner in the middle. Okay? The gunner will do a little jump, and once the gunner has done his attack, you can point your open side to a turret that is on the side of the arena with the arrow facing you. Okay? It's the same one that you've seen in the Evilist raids. Open side to the gunner in the middle, and then open side to a turret on the side very quickly. In the final phase, we'll have a few things to deal with. The reflect orbs are the most important. All of the healers will have reflect orbs to deal with. Okay? Once the reflect orbs spawn and you've gone to your position as noted in the DRS run thread, Go to your position, the orbs will spawn. Use a light curtain and stand still. Don't try to heal, don't try to cast. Just stand directly underneath the spiritual sphere. You'll reflect the damage back at it and you'll kill it. Okay? You can then carry on healing and doing damage. Tanks for North 1 and South 1, that's ERP and also Augar. You'll pick up your Aura Spheres. Make sure to provoke and make sure to have aggro when it dies. All of the DPS will need to kill the Aura Spheres as quickly as possible. Once all of the spheres have been dealt with, we can start attacking the Ethereal Wards. These are 4 bosses that have shields like Ravana. Only attack on the open side. That means no dances, no assizes, please. If you attack a shielded side, you will get knocked back, and you could get thrown into the wall and instantly die. Very important. We'll have 2 rounds of Reflect Orbs, 2 rounds of Aura Spheres, and in the downtime, we can attack the wards on the open sides only. Alright. That should be the majority of mechanics. If you have food, make sure to refresh it. Let's do ready checks in all groups. For veterans, you may notice that my explanations are slightly shorter. For phase 2, I didn't explain everything. We're going to explain it on the go. Spell Forge to your physicals. Still Sting to your magicals. It's a little bit faster purely because the wipe at the beginning, obviously, we want to try and cut down a little bit of time, so respect everybody's 2-ish hours. Me and Kaharu, I just want to double confirm you're okay picking up your turrets. Wonderful, that's great. Okay, Golems 1, Golems 2, Golems 3 is ready, Slimes 1, Slimes 2. I wonder if Slimes 3 is ready. Or have I missed the chat? I haven't. We will wait. No, all good, all good. So the reason Slimes 3 isn't ready is because there's a question there. And of course, if you have any questions, we will not rush into the fight. We will answer those questions to make sure everything is absolutely clear. To the best of our abilities, anyway. We are not in a rush. Perfect. But Slimes 3 is ready. You can use your AoE in the first phase and then burst once the 2 spawn. So if you have AoE burst, definitely use it. Okay. Let's do a countdown. 30 seconds. Spellforge to your physicals, Still Sting to your casters. Make sure to group up so that we can give out Cure 4, which you can hand out now to your entire party. Cure 4 is great. I want to see everybody with Bravery. 2 tanks tanking at the start will take heavy damage, so make sure to keep me and Kaharu nice and healthy, please. 3 tanks, sorry, yes, Minerva is here. And let's go. Alright. We're going to group these up together, so you can do AoE damage on them. Alright. Raid wide 1. Oh, we've got Gyoko as well, 4 tanks. Delightful. And we'll see the second raid wide. Alright. The warrior will go to the side. And then afterwards the knight into the middle. Apply Steel Sting to everybody. Steel Sting, yellow. Give yellow to everybody in your party, please. Make sure everybody has yellow. And then we'll see bombs on the edge of the arena. Bombs on the edge of the arena. Okay, if you are tethered and you get a debuff, take a small. Debuffs take a small. Debuffs take a small, please. If you don't have a debuff, take a large. And if you fall down first, that's now. Please move into an old explosion. Very important. And we're going to go back on the bosses. Let's get ready with Dispel, please. Dispel on the warrior now. Dispel, Dispel. Wonderful. Great job, team. Heal up using Cure 4. Make sure everybody has a bravery. If you have any dead, get them up with a rise, please. Awesome. And now we'll see the wind tethers. If you get a tether again, you'll get a debuff. And Tether's debuffs go to the green puddles. Debuffs to green, everybody else to purple, and activate Sprint. Activate Sprint. We're going away from the knight. Away from the knight towards the warrior. Get rid of the Dispel on the warrior, please. There'll be a raid wide. Make sure to use Cure 4 to heal up your entire party. And we can kill both of them. Okay, the soldier will be taken to the side. And after that, the gunner into the middle. Alright. There will be some fire orbs spawning soon. I'll call out the safe spot from these fire orbs, don't worry about that. But after that, you will get the circle under your feet with the open side. Make sure you know to face that towards the gunner first, once it appears. Okay, and the safe spot we're going to is south on C. South past C. Put your open side to the gunner in the middle. Gunner in the middle. Get ready to move. And a turret on the side. Let's go. Back on the bosses. Tank busters are coming out next. And then a raid wide. If you have upcoming burst, please save it. Turrets are going to spawn soon. Me and Kaharu will pick them up. The turrets have absolute priority. They need to be burnt down with a full burst, please. So hold your burst until the turrets spawn. We've got about 10 seconds. Okay, and the turrets are now spawning. Mikaharu will pick up the turrets, burn down the turrets as fast as possible. Wonderful. And a raid wide. And next will be fire or ice, the same one you've seen in Castrum. Make sure to use Cure 4 now. If it's fire, stop moving, stop casting, hands off your keyboard. I don't think we're going to see it. Healers, you can go to your reflect positions. No, we're going to see it. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Spin around in circles. Healers, go towards your reflect positions. North 1 and South 1 tanks. Tank stances on, please. Wonderful. Okay, everybody kill the aura spheres, North and South. Healers, use your light curtains now. Light curtains now. Only attack the wards on the open side, please. Only on the open side. Any tank that has their invuln active and ready, you can turn on your tank stance now, please. Stop attacking the wards. Stop attacking the wards. Second round, healers, go to your reflect positions and get ready. Tanks with tank stances go north and south. DPS, we're going to kill down the aura spheres. Use your light curtains now, healers. Kill the aura spheres. Tanks invuln if you get the red dot. And we'll kill the last of the wards. What a great Queen's Guard. Awesome. I don't think we have any lingering deaths. Make sure to pick up the 2 chests. We have 2 chests here because Minerva did the jewel for us. Thank you so much, Minerva. We get some extra loot because of you. 2 pieces of loot, and then we'll go towards Phantom. Just a small word on comfort. After we've done the Phantom Trash boss, we'll be in front of Trinity Avowed, and we will take a 5-minute break to make sure to stretch legs, and grab a drink, etc, etc. All right. Is it an A run? Is it an A run? Huh. Okay, Banish. It's probably sorted. I'm just going to say it's probably sorted. There's nothing too dangerous here, but what you'll need to note is that the shapes that spawn, they are not to be messed about with. Don't try and dodge them. We will go to either Alpha or Delta once we pull the boss after the raid wide, and I'll call out which one. A donut will spawn, and we follow that donut down to either 1 or 4. Once you reach the numbered markers, don't go any further. If you do, you'll walk into the wall. We'll do some dancing between 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Once the boss is below 20%, please do not spend your job gauge. Okay? We want to make sure that we are building job gauge for a really big Trinity of output. Alright, let's do ready checks. Yeah, it's because I turned off hand run. From the moment we pulled the boss, I was stood on it. Okay, slimes 1, slimes 2, slimes 3, golems 1, golems 2, golems 3. Okay, that's everything. Gonna do a countdown. As a reminder, once we've done this fight, we will take a small break, but there are traps after this fight. Please do not pop them until everybody is back. Or don't pop them at all even, I should say. You veterans are sticky. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Be good if I have my tank stances on, right? Okay, yeah, we're going north. Raid wide. You can all bet on A or D. It's unfortunately going to be D though. I'll be happy and wrong if it's A. There you go. Alright, we're going to Delta. We're going to follow the donut down from Delta. Yeah, I knew it was. Like, I had the feeling. Follow it down, follow it down, follow it down. Keep following it down. Once you reach the number 4, don't go any further. You will walk into the wall. And we'll go to number 3 now. You can build your job gauge. We are going to stay at 3 for a little while. Jesus, no. We're going to stay 3 for 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. Pick your favourite even number and go there. And of course we're going to kill the boss. Alright, there are 6 traps ahead, 2 upstairs, 4 downstairs. 6 traps ahead. Please be very, very, very careful. We won't go further than the corridor until somebody has perception to reveal the traps for us. Okay. If you are physical range and you have a handful of charges left in your dervish, please slot in now a perception. Only one person though, please. There we go. I think that's... I just heard somebody swapping something. Nope. Okay, just need one. There we go. Thank you so much. Okay, there is one trap here. One trap in the doorway. Be very careful. Be very, very, very careful. That doorway is mean. Once you go downstairs, there are another 4 traps. 4 traps downstairs, okay? Make sure to dodge all of the traps downstairs until everybody has arrived. Keep dodging all of the traps. There are 4 downstairs. Right. Again, very nasty hallway trap. Very nasty hallway trap.
There's a missing
Very
trap
careful.
in this room.
Oh, okay. Could the trapper please come back and stand dead in the center?
I think it's on the far wall, but still.
It is. Yeah, it's nasty. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, we can head to Trinity Avowed. And once we are in front of Trinity Avowed, if we could have the excellence target mark themselves. And if you do not want shell, please head inside the arena. If you are a newbie or you have less than 6 health stacks, please stay on the bridge. You will be receiving a shell from somebody who has it. Let's take a break. We are going to come back at 29 minutes past, okay? Back at 29 minutes past. 5-minute break. When you come back, please wiggle and move your character so you don't get kicked. Wait for everybody to come back. Alrighty. Let's do some record ready checks to make sure everybody is ready for explanations. Explanations will be relatively short. And we do have some excellence targets. We have Season Rail with Font of Magic and Cheche with Font of Power. And yes, if you want Shell, please go stand on the bridge. It will be handed out. Again, if you're a newbie or if you have less than 6 health stacks, please go and stand on the bridge. Once you have Shell, you can go inside the arena, just so you know that we've got nobody else to give Shell to. Okay, Slimes 2 is awake, Slimes 3 is awake, Slimes 1 is awake, Golems 1 and Golems 2 is awake. Great, that's fantastic. I really need to give a proper start to Expedition 33, but I haven't had the time. My time has been so bad recently. But oh god, it's so good from what I've played already. Excited. Anyway, Trinity Avowed. The matter at hand is Katy Perry. And there are a couple of gimmicks in this fight. The gimmicks, you have seen some of them in normal mode and some of them you haven't seen. The gimmick that you've seen in normal mode is hot and cold, and I'll explain that a bit more in depth in a few moments. But the gimmick that you haven't seen is Ether Shield. Okay, the reason we require Ether Shield for the latter fights is when the bosses do raid wides, they hurt. They hurt like hell, and they also apply a very nasty bleed. Okay, in order to stem the tide of how much damage is going out, we require Ether Shields in every party, and we need to make sure that at least one tank has it. Okay, if you've not had the conversation yet in your party chat, party leaders, please talk to your tanks and figure out what is going on with the Ether Shield and make sure that there is an Ether Shield for every single raid wide. If the person doing Ether Shield primarily in your party dies, please make sure you're ready to press your Ether Shield if you are the backup tank. Okay, you want to make sure your party is kept nice and healthy and nice and alive. We do not prioritise damage over making sure everybody's alive. Making sure everybody's alive is more damage than your banner, for instance. Okay, very important that Ether Shields are sorted. Very important. Okay, now let's talk about the gimmick of this fight that you've seen in normal mode. The gimmick is hot and cold. And basically the boss will cast hot and cold, and when she does, she will give you one of 4 elements. Hot 1, hot 2, cold 1, or cold 2. The objective of the mechanic is to get hit by a mechanic that neutralises your hot and cold, and then at the end of the mechanic you will survive. As an example, if she casts hot and cold and she gives you a cold 2 debuff, so that's the cold one with the 2 arrows facing down, you need to get hit by a hot 2, because that is the opposite of cold 2. That will neutralise your hot and cold, and at the end of the mechanic, when she finishes, you'll survive, and voila. Will be good. Okay. After every single mechanic that we see, we will also see a raid wide. The raid wide is called Glory of Bajra. If you see that casting, make sure Ether Shields are on your party. Very important that tanks apply Ether Shield every time she's casting Glory of Bajra. Tank Buster here is shared. It's called Wrath of Bajra. We'll see 1 in the beginning, 1 at the start of bow 1, and 1 at the end of bow 2. Okay. When the Tank Buster goes out, all tanks can join me in front of the boss. Sunlight mitigation, Rampart, your 40%, etc., TBN, and then once the Tank Buster has gone off, you can go back to your party. I'll explain each of the weapons, and I'll explain how they work. For the first phase, we'll see the 3 weapons, and each of the weapons will have a movement mechanic. I'll call out where you go to move away from it, and I'll explain them in a random order. The order is entirely random in which she pulls out the weapons, but it is fixed once we see it once. I'll explain bow first. Bow, there will be a Tank Buster at the start. Once the Tank Buster has gone off, you'll also see that you have a Force March. Force March will always take you 2 tiles. If you are standing on C, and you are looking at the middle, and your Force March points right, it will take you 2 tiles to the right. I will stop the beep, sorry. And it will take you to this corner tile. Very important that you know that it takes you 2 tiles. Alright? So if you're standing in the middle, and it points towards the right, it will take you 2 tiles to the right. What keeps beeping? It is my LiPo battery charger for my drone. I need to charge all my batteries because the weather's good. I'm going to fly today. It is now turned off because it's done. Okay, so again, Force March takes you 2 tiles. Very important that you know that. You will see multiple times throughout the fight. Now, for Bow, Tank Buster, look at your Force March. We will then Force March away from the flame that spawns. Flame will spawn on either D or B. We Force March away from it. 4/5 of the arena will be covered in flames, and we have 1 column to play on. She'll give you a hot and cold, one of the 4 elements, and she will summon some arrows on the other side of the arena where the fire spawned. Find the arrow that has the opposite element of what you got. So if you have a hot 2, find the cold 2 arrow. Okay? The arrows will then move down the ladder game. They do not glow like in normal mode. You need to follow the ladder game down manually. It takes every single turn that it encounters on the ladder game. Follow it down and move to where the arrow lands. You'll get hit by the correct arrow, survive the mechanic, onto the raid wide. Next mechanic I'll explain is Staff. She'll give you a Force March, and she will give you a hot and cold. Again, Force March takes you 2 tiles. We'll be in the centre of the arena and she will summon some comets. Look at your Force March, look at your hot and cold, and find the comet of the opposite element. Okay? You will Force March from the centre of the arena towards that comet. It will neutralise your hot and cold. Raid wide, next mechanic. And now I'll explain Sword. The sword mechanic works in a weird way, but essentially what will happen is the boss will disappear and she will summon 4 clones, each with a sword in their hand. There is one spot that will never get hit by any swords, and it is always on one of the numbered markers that I will call out. Okay? Go and stand in the safe spot that I call out, 1, 2, 3 or 4. Look around and find the sword that resolves your hot and cold and move 1 tile towards that sword. Okay? If the safe spot is 4, you want to go cardinal from 4 to either 1, D, 3 or south of 4. If you stand on the number 2 marker, that's into cardinal of 4, it will kill you. I guarantee you, you will get shock and it will kill you. Okay? The sword swing happens twice. If you don't get it on the first try, please try again on the second try, just stay in the safe spot. Okay? Very important. Now, once we've seen all 3 weapons, we will also begin to see Phase 2 of this fight. Phase 2 has an extra gimmick where you get a hot and cold and an elemental brand. You need to get hit by a mechanic that adjusts your hot and cold to be the opposite of your elemental brand. For instance, if she gives you a hot and cold of cold 1 and an elemental brand of hot 2, you need to turn your hot and cold cold 1 into a cold 2, because that will be the opposite of your elemental brand. At the end of the mechanic, they merge together, neutralise, and you will survive. There are a couple of differences to the weapons in Phase 2. For instance, with Bow, you no longer Force March away from the flames. You will sprint away from the flames to the column that is safe, and she will give you the Force March where your bow happens. Look at your Force March, it will take you 2 tiles. Look at your hot and cold and elemental brand and figure out what element resolves your hot and cold and elemental brand. You may need to get hit by nothing. If that's so, follow the empty bow down. Be 2 tiles away from where your arrow hits, Force March to the tile that resolves it for you, and you will survive. Not much has changed for Staff, apart from there will only be 1 tile in each corner safe. Look for where everybody is jumping, that will be the safe tile to stand on. And for Sword, you simply may just need to get hit twice, but not at the same time. She can give you a hot 2 and a hot 1 combo, in which case you will need to get hit by cold 2 and cold 1 to neutralise. That's the majority of the mechanics. We won't see much of Elemental Brand. Make sure to eat some food here. Extra HP is super useful. Let's do some ready checks. If you have any questions, ask in Say Party Yell or voice chat, we will answer them. And please make sure at least 1 person has Aether Shield in every party. Right. Perfect. Okay, that is everybody ready. So I'm going to do the countdown. That's going to be 30 seconds. Here it is. Make sure your tank sensors are turned off, apart from me. Let's do Cure 4 on everybody. Make sure Cure 4 is handed out to your entire party for bravery. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alright. Tank Buster first. Tanks in front with light cooldowns. And now Ether Shields up. Ether Shields up in every party. Ether Shields up. Heal up with Cure 4. Alright, bow behind the boss. Bow behind the boss. Okay, you can go in front. It's staff away from the boss. Away from the boss. Move away from the boss. Get nice and close and it will be sword in front. Sword, bow, staff. Okay, boss is going to give you a hot and cold. Look at your hot and cold. Figure out what you need to get hit by. I'll call out the safe spot. That safe spot will never get hit. Okay, the first safe spot is number 4. First safe spot, number 4. Move towards the sword. That has the element you need to get hit by. Okay, and the second safe spot is number 1. Second safe spot, number 1. Yeah, boss is big dead. We're not going to see elemental brands. Alright. Back on the boss. Ether Shields up. Ether Shields up. Res anybody who's dead. And use Cure 4 to heal up your party. Cure 4, heal up your party. Bow behind the boss. Behind the boss. Alright, tanks can come in front. We're going to see the Force March. And you can use light mitigation tanks. It will be a tank buster. Look at your Force March. Figure out which direction it's taking you. We will move away from the firewall. We're going to be Force Marching to Delta. If somebody dies in the flames, please rescue them if they res. Unfortunate. Look at your hot and cold. Figure out what you need to get hit by. Find the arrows that are now spawning on the opposite side. Follow it down the ladder game. See where it lands. Alright. Let's res anybody who is dead. Ether Shields up. Ether Shields up. Okay. Back in the middle, use Cure 4. Heal up your party. And next we'll have Staff away. Move away from the boss. Okay. Nice and close. And no more rising. Everybody should have a hot and cold now. Look at your hot and cold, figure out what element you need to get hit by to resolve your hot and cold. You've got a Force March. We'll be Force Marching away from the middle towards the comet that resolves your hot and cold. Okay. Force March to the meteor that resolves your hot and cold. Good. Ether Shields up. Ether Shields up. Give Cure 4 to everybody in your party. Heal up. Cure 4, Cure 4. And then it will be sword in front. You can push the boss. That is A-okay. Alright, and she's dead. She's dead. Alright, if you have not completed this fight before, please come to the south of the arena where I'm standing. I've got the number 1 marker above my head. So if you've not completed this fight before, this isn't a shame call, don't worry, we're going to go have a little bit of fun, in all actuality. Okay. Alright, make sure you have your re-raisers active, and let's go. We are going to go into the hallway that we came into previously. We're going to dodge the orange traps. Make sure to dodge the orange traps. And we will be standing very close to the pink traps. Okay? You want to be very close. You can see how close I am. This is how close you need to be. There's no queuing system. Don't be behind somebody. This is how close you want to be. Okay. And we're going to step into it. Okay, we've taken the trap. We are now all minted. On the way through the Trinity Avowed Arena, make sure to pick up your chest. Very, very importantly, pick up your loot. And once we go through the Trinity Avowed Arena, you can see the statue of the cats. First person that reaches that needs to walk through the gate and touch the statue. Once you touch the statue, it will open a secret passageway to the secret boss. Make sure to pick up your loot though, very important. And yes, please use another re-raiser if you died. If you're out of re-raisers, we can provide some at Queen. And there are traps. There are traps ahead. Please go down the stairs. But once you load in, there are traps ahead. There are traps ahead. Please do not pass the A marker. Okay. We need somebody with perception to please slot it in here. Any fizz range that has perception still in their holster. You can slot it over Dervish, please. Murtag, thank you very much. You can just slot it over your Dervish for now. And then follow me, please, Murtag. Be very, very careful. Use perception. There are 3 traps in total. 2 very nasty traps. 1 more trap in front of the boss from the B marker. So use perception here on the B marker, please. Cool, that's fine, Laura. We will help you out, Queen. Make sure to dodge the traps, and then we are going to go all stand on the 3 marker, unless you are a tank. If you are a tank, please go stand on the C marker. Wonderful. Fantastic. We have a nice collection of tanks today, if I'm honest with you. Alright, so I'm looking for some kiting volunteers. I'm looking for 1, 2, and 4, please. Tanks that want to kite, please put numbers above your heads. 1, 2, and 4. Awesome. So we've got Seren. Yes, Seren, I'm not going to give you number 1, sorry. Nymea, Kaharu, and ERP. Perfect. Seren, no, I am going to give you trap number 1. Matty, you can have trap number 2. Ulgar, you can have trap number 3. Diane, you can have trap number 4. Do we have any other tanks? Don't believe so. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 10, so we should have 2 more tanks. If Kyoko, could you please back up north? That would be great. And we'll be A-okay on the second. Okay, so the reason we need so many tanks is that there are so many mobs to actually tank here, okay? And there are also some traps. So those that are marked with the bind markers and also the ignore markers, you guys are trappers. Now what's going to happen when we pull the boss, when it gets to 70%, the whole arena, apart from the 2 rings, is going to become unsafe. Tanks, you'll go to your numbered way markers. Kiting tank 1 will go to number 1, kiting tank 2 will go to number 2, kiting tank 3 will go to number 3, and kiting tank 4 will go to number 4. Okay? Sarayan, you will go to number 1 on the north. Matty, you will go to number 2 on the east. Ulgar, you will go to number 3 on the south. And Diane, you will go to number 4 on the west. Okay? You guys need to stay there at the numbered way markers, the trappers, the bind and the ignore. Stay on your markers until the traps spawn, okay? You'll see kiting tanks leaving that position. Don't worry about them. You stay on your marker. Once the traps spawn, it will be very obvious. I need you guys to activate sprint, activate your invul, and then sprint clockwise to the next number. All of the 4 trappers, if I could get you to confirm where you're trapping from and to. So for instance, Dian will be trapping from 4 to 1. So in the yell chat, he would write 4 and then arrow 1, for instance. So trappers, if you could confirm where you are trapping from and to, please, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm pretty sure all of the kiters actually know what to do, so I'm not really going to explain the kiting too much, apart from that you need to go clockwise, and DPS need to kill the Minotaurs 1 at a time. Ulgar, perfect. Dian, perfect. 2 to 30, Matty, not quite perfect, but good enough. And 1 to 2, delightful. You guys all know where you're trapping from. Professionals, love that. Fantastic. And healers, if you have Spellforge or Steel Sting still slotted, you can now slot it away, and please put a Dispel in your active actions. I would like a couple of healers to please put that they have Dispel in their perfect. Gildor, Flora, Navarre, you guys professionals, so I know Dispel's going to be handled. Perfect. Okay, so when we pull the boss, we will get him down to 70%. Please make sure you know where your anti-knockback button is. So that is your arm's length and your short cast. Okay, so that's those 2. Okay, please make sure you know where those are. You will need to use your anti-knockback and stay close to the boss. We'll dodge some pizza slice cleaves, etc, etc. But when the boss reaches 70%, the ads will spawn. Now, we want to damage the ads down as quickly as possible, so when we do pull the boss, don't feel the need to use your burst. You can save it for the ads. Now, when the boss does reach 70%, all of the tanks will go to their positions, and DPS, you will all go to 3. Healers, you will go to the inside ring. You can see that there are 2 rings on the arena, the one closest to the boss and the one on the outside. Okay, healers, you will go to the inside ring. As well as all the other 6,000 complicated mechanics that you need to deal with, healers, you also have 2 extra special duties. There will be 2 orbs continuously spawning in the middle of the ring, okay? A earth orb and a fire orb. The earth orbs need to be dispelled, okay? And when they are dispelled, they become vulnerable to damage. You do any attack on them and they will die instantly. So dispel the earth orbs and then attack them once. The fire orbs are very similar to the Queen's Guard orbs, in which you need to stand underneath them and use your light curtain. However, they will not telegraph that AoE. So activate your light curtain, stand underneath the fire orb only if it's active, and then you will basically explode the damage back at it. Do not try to do both orbs at the same time, focus on one at a time. We have plenty of healers here who can deal with each side of the mechanics, so do not worry, there is lots of time to deal with them all. Very, very important. Could I get somebody to run the Steve command in the Discord chat? That would be delightful. Okay, and now let's talk about the rest of the mechanics. The 4 Minotaurs will spawn on north, east, south, and west. The tanks will pick them up and begin kiting them clockwise. DPS, you will be at the number 3, and you will first kill the Minotaur that comes towards number 3 and goes clockwise. So focus on them one at a time. If we kill one Minotaur, this frees up an experienced tank to then kite another one if things go wrong. So please keep that in mind. Okay, we'll have a couple of mechanics to deal with. We'll have the lightning rings to deal with, and we will also have the push and pull to deal with. The push and pull is very, very important that you deal with that mechanic and deal with it correctly. If you deal with it incorrectly, it is an instant death mechanic. So what will happen is the boss will cast, and I can't remember the name of the attack, it's ridiculous, a labyrinthine face or something, and he will give every single person in the raid either a push or a pull. Images of these push and pull debuffs are now in the DRS Run thread, okay? And you can see that the push looks like somebody's being pushed away from the Minotaur, and the pull looks like somebody is being sucked towards the Minotaur. The Minotaur will always be in the middle. So, if you get the push, you need to find a notch on the ring, and if you get the push, you need to take the notch closest to the middle of the arena. So this one that I'm currently running back and forth in. Okay? It will push you away from the center of the arena and push you to the outside notch over here. Okay? So it will push you away from him. If you get the pull debuff, you will need to stand on the outside notch. Okay? And the boss will pull you towards him and pull you to the inside notch. Okay, so push, you need to be on an inside. Pull, you need to be on an outside. Very important that you do all this correctly. As well as that, the majority of the arena will become a death wall apart from the 2 rings. There'll be lots of AoEs going off, and there will also be some lightning rings. If the rings turn into lightning, you can go and stand in any of the notches. They will keep you nice and safe. And when the traps spawn, I want everybody to be standing in the 3 notch apart from the tanks. Okay? Everybody needs to go back to 3 because the entire rest of the ring will be covered in traps. When the traps do spawn, trappers sprint, invuln, go clockwise to the next number. Healers get ready to Asuna your tanks, Asuna them first, even if they don't get poison, and then heal them up to full HP, please. Okay? That is the majority of the mechanics that we need to explain. The rest of them can be handled by call-outs whilst we are doing the fight. Okay? Let's do ready checks and see if we're ready. Oh, Minerva. Reaper worries. Minerva did the duel on Reaper, which means that he needs to build his shot gauge and all of his shroud.
Reaper sucks at this level.
Yeah, it's not great. You can't build resources quickly.
Yeah, Gauge sucks.
I mean, you did put it to a vote.
I did.
But let's get it out of the way, though? Question mark.
Yeah, unfortunately I did all the fun jobs already. I have Viper left for melee.
Again, that also isn't great at late.
I mean, at least I don't have to worry about Gauge. It's just...
Yeah,
boring.
I mean, all of the jobs are okay here, but yeah, building gauge on a Reaper takes time. Takes time.
Looks like we're ready, by the way.
Slime's 1, Slime's 2, Slime's 3, yeah, Golems 1, Golems 2, Golems 3. Wonderful. Countdown is going to start, it's going to be 30 seconds. Indeed. You can give Cure 4 to everybody. Make sure everybody has a bravery. Even though we're not going to burn the boss down, Cure 4 does help. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright. First up will be a tank buster. Make sure you're behind the boss. One, 2, 3, 4 tank, you can put your tank stances on. Everybody can do anti-knockback now, sure cast, arm's length. We aren't going to see the proof. Tanks to their positions, DPS to 3, healers in the middle. You can see where the purple is, make sure you're not standing in it. And let's go, we're going clockwise. Trappers, please stay where you are on your numbered markers. Everybody back to the notches, DPS back to 3. Trappers, activate sprint, activate your invul, go clockwise now. Healers, get ready to heal your tanks, sooner first. And then full heal. Okay, look at your push and pull and resolve it. Resolve your push and pull now. Resolve your push and pull now. Wonderful. Going to go back to the Minos and kill them. There's going to be lots of AoEs, and you can hide in the notches. Hide in the notches. Doing really well. Keep dodging, keep dodging, keep dodging. There is another Minotaur coming towards us. Let's kill that one. Healers are doing fantastic in the centre. Alright. Boss is going to respawn. We're going back on the boss. Alright, you want to stay nice and close at pretty much all times. There's going to be a raid wide. And next we'll see some bolts. If you get a purple bolt, take it to the outside. Once it drops, join us back in the middle. It is a persistent AoE. drop the purple bolts on the outside. Once it disappears, come back. It is persistent. Get away from the boss. Get away from the boss. Big swing, big swing. Maximum distance that you can have. And back nice and close. There'll be 2 more sets of bolts. Again, if you get one, take it to the edge. Drop it and then come back. Another set of bolts. Everybody else, I want them dead center, please. Dead center. We're going to drop a proximity, move away from it. If you've got gap closures, use them now. If not, you can outrange. Dodge the pizza. Dodge the pizza. Whack. Whack. And we don't see a third one. Wonderful. Okay, there is some loot ahead. Make sure to pick up your personal spoils. It contains stuff only you can pick up. You did pretty well. Great job, everybody. That was a really nice and clean minute. Alright, onwards towards the Queen. We will see a cutscene. And then once we're at Queen, if we need to hand out some re-raisers, we will do so. That's Queen. There we go. Alright, time to drop some markers. Not those markers, these markers. I'm also going to drop a Bravo marker. Muffler, you are caster, yes. Perfect. Please only put it over your head once you have. Excellent, that's great, thank you. You know the drill. Awesome. So, the B marker is currently on the stairs. If you do not have a re-raiser active, and you do not have a re-raiser in your holster, please go and stand on Bravo. We have some veterans who have castable re-raisers. They can hand them out to you. Please, even if you are a veteran and you need a re-raiser, go stand on Bravo. I do believe it's pretty much only veterans that need the re-raisers by the looks of it. Awesome. Okay. I do believe everybody should be out of the cutscene now, so again, last call, if you need a re-raiser, please go stand on Bravo. After this, we will move on to shells and the likes. All perfect. Alright, if you would like shell, please come and stand where I am standing, and if somebody could be kind enough to give out shell, that would be great. Once you have it, stand into the field. You can see where everybody is standing by the gate. So once you have it, please do go and stand in there. Thank you, Allgar, that's very kind. And now I'll begin Queen explanations. Before I begin Queen explanations, I'm looking for 2 tanks, preferably Gunbreakers and Paladins. I'll be number 1. If we could have a good number 2, perfect. That's a great number 2, and a number 3 would be absolutely fantastic. And a great number 3 as well. Look at that, amazing. Thank you so much. So tank busters here are 2 hits called Cleansing Slash. They apply a Doom and a Bleed. The way to cheese that is basically if you don't take any damage, you don't get Doom. So we have Gunbreakers and Paladins use that Invulns. That means they don't take damage, they don't get the Doom. Nice and easy to deal with. But after the tank buster, because you need to use your Invul, we do swap tanks. So I'll be the first tank, Kaharu second, ERP will be third, and to make sure that we have enough Invulns to cover all of the tank busters. Alright. Okie dokie. So, Ether Shields are a requirement here again. The raid wide do a lot of damage. They also cast a bleed, so we want to make sure that after every raid wide, we're putting Cure 4 up in all parties to make sure that everybody's healed up and to make sure that nobody dies from the bleed damage. Very, very important. Okay. A lot of the mechanics you've seen in Queen's Guard earlier on are reproduced in this fight, and a lot of the mechanics you've seen in the normal mode are reproduced in this fight. These are combined together though. So, for instance, the first thing we'll see is a North Swain Glow along with a chess mechanic, and we call this Murder Chess. Basically what this is dodge the soldiers that are on the side and walk into the arena. They do a plus-shaped AoE. and also dodge the north swank below. Only one side of the arena is safe. There'll be 2 movements. Listen to the callouts for where to stand based on the number of markers, please. Very, very important that we move twice. And one of the other mechanics that we probably haven't seen is Super Chess. Super Chess is complex but simple. Complex but simple. So what happens in Super Chess is that the boss will disappear and create a safe spot. The safe spot will either be on Alpha or Charlie. You need to turn your camera towards that blue safe spot during the chess mechanic and treat that as your new north. Okay? Be in the center of the arena looking at the safe spot, and then I will make a call out which will begin with your starting position. Okay? The call out will be something like 7 underneath 4, 6 in the corner, and 5 on Delta. So, what will happen is you will have 2 debuffs. They will be numbered debuffs. Add the 2 numbers together, okay, from your debuff list. For instance, 3 and 4 equals 7. And if the call out is 7, stand below 4, you would stand here below the 4 marker. Okay, so it's 1 below the 4 marker. 6 would be in the corner, and 5 would be below Delta. Again, you'll be looking towards the safe spot. Treat A as your north. We can use any of the markers though. For instance, it may be 7 on 3, 5 on 4, 6 between them. Okay? I'll tell you which column you can play in for your first movement. If I say play in column D, you'll go towards column D, like I'm doing now. For instance, if you started on below 4, you would go towards column D and then work your way up it until the number above your head disappears. Okay? So these are the limit cut markers. Once the number above your head disappears, stay on that tile and don't go any further. We'll get stunned, and then the guards will come into the arena and cleave. And then everybody for their second movement needs to finish on the safe spots. Okay? The safe spot will be glowing blue. Everybody needs to be standing on the safe spot at the end of the mechanic, regardless of if it kills you. Okay? So TLDR, find the safe spot, point your camera at it. Look at your 2 debuffs and add them together. They will equal 5, 6, or 7. And then stand where I tell you for the start of the mechanic based on the numbers when you add them together. Something like 7 below 4, 6 in the corner, 5 below D. Once I say move, you can move in the column that I tell you to until the number above your head disappears. If you get Doom above your head, move back 1 tile. You'll get stunned, and then after that, move into the safe spot for the second movement, and everybody inside there, and we'll be good. So that's Super Chess. We'll also see some of the other mechanics. Relentless Play 1 is a bit sticky. It is the open side underneath your feet. You need to point your open side to the 1 marker because that's where the gunner will be. You'll also get the wind and lightning mechanic. So if you get tethered, you get the debuff, you go to wind. If not, go to lightning. And we also get North Swank low, so we only have 1 side of the arena to play on. We go to the 1 side of the arena that's safe. Go to the puddle that is safe for us, either green or purple. And then point your open side to the number 1. Once the AoE goes off, point your open side very quickly to an arrow on the side of the arena. We'll pass the mechanic and then there'll be a tank buster. Let's Play 2 will be a knockback. Just stand where I tell you to stand. Get knocked back towards the edge of the arena to dodge the cleave and the bomb. We'll be A-okay. And then the last mechanic we haven't seen is the Reflect Orbs along with the Dispels. The boss will cast God Save the Queen and summon a gauge on your screen. When the gauge reaches 100, you'll hear an audible ding, and I want every single person in the raid to activate a light curtain. Okay, everybody should have light curtains in their holster. It consumes 1 GCD, so please don't try to weave it in, it will not work. If you don't activate a light curtain and you are standing underneath an electric orb, you will die instantly. If you don't have light curtains in your holsters, dodge the lightning orbs, move away from them, there will be 5 of them. We'll also need dispels on the queen, we have plenty of dispellers in chat. So there are 4 dispels in total. And if we see LB3, please do not use it until the boss is literally at 0.5% or until I tell healers to please use it. Okay? It will be prioritised that healers use it if there are any dead in your party. Very important. Okay? I'll take that 80% there from just at the back. Let's do ready checks. Now's a great time to refresh your food if you've got less than 8 minutes. We won't actually see 8 minutes of this fight. Wonderful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fantastic. We're going to do a countdown. It's going to be 30 seconds. Tank stance is off everybody apart from me. Casters, you can use Cure 4. Dancers, you can start dancing. Make sure everybody has a bravery, please. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alright. First up is going to be a raid wide. You can put ether shields on everybody in your party. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. Heal up using Cure 4, please. And now we'll see murder chests. North Swine Glow is the first part we'll see. One side of the arena will be safe. Okay. Let's see where we're going. We're going south. No, left to Delta. We're going to go 1 and 4. No, 4. Only 4. Only 4. Backside of 4. Right. And then we can go on 1. 1 and 4 is fine. Don't go in the middle. Apologies about that. Packbuster is coming up next. Got the 2 hits from Cleansing Slash. Hit number 1. Hit number 2. Tank 2, feel free to provoke. There'll be a raid wide, ether shields up, mitigation. And use Cure 4 to heal your party, please. We'll see Super Chess 1, everybody in the middle of the arena. If you have bursts coming up, you can hold them. And let's see where the safe spot is. Safe spot is on C. Left hand side is safe, bottom is safe. 7 below 2, 6 in the corner, 5 below Charlie. 7 below 2, 6 in the corner, 5 below the safe spot. Okay, we are going to be playing very soon in the Bravo column. Move your way towards the Bravo column. If you get Doom above your head, move back 1 time. I don't see any Doomser. And then we are all going to go into the safe spot. Everybody in the safe spot, even if it kills you, please stay in the safe spot. We will res you very quickly. Okay, we've got 2 deaths. Let's get them up, please. 1 death. Back on the boss. And you can put ether shields up. There will be a raid wide next. Raid wide, raid wide. This raid wide is the one that summons the gauge. Once the gauge reaches 100, we will be using our light curtains. And there's the gauge. Once it reaches 100, you'll hear an audible ding. There it is. Use your light curtains now. Everybody light curtains. Alright, move into the shell. The spells have gone out, wonderful. And we'll res anybody who's dead. Let's play 1 is next. Make sure you know where the number 1 marker is. You will be pointing your open side to that marker. First, North Swine Glow. Check if you're tethered. If you are tethered, you'll get a debuff. Debuffs go to wind. Everybody else lightning. And we go left towards the Delta. debuffs to wind, everybody else lightning. Open side to the gunner in 1. Open side to a turret on the side. Tank 2, please get ready. Tank 2, please invul now. There'll be 2 hits. And tank 3 you can provoke back into the centre. Let's res get people up, and then we'll go to the middle of the arena. Okay. This will be Relentless Play 2, knock back and then cleave. And hold your damage. Should we disappear? Okay, get ready from the middle. Follow me, number 1. Okay, we're going to knock back towards the Queen. No, south towards C. Awkward one. Back into the middle. And we can go north all the way. When the Queen appears, do full damage on her. And if we could res people, that would be great. Let's get everybody up. Spinny spinny, ether shields up, raid wide. Heal up using Cure 4, please. Alright. Woo! She was like half a second from disappearing. Well done, everybody. We skipped Super Chest 2. For those that have not seen it before, we have skipped Super Chest 2, which was interesting. Alright, we do have a few dead. Let's wait for them to get out the cutscene, and then if you could use a rise to get them up, that would be fantastic. Make sure to pick up your loot, personal spoils. You'll get a minion, you'll get an augment and some fragments. And if you are all done, if you go stand on the tree at the back where people are moving towards, we'll get a really, really nice screenshot. And then leave here momentarily once everybody's up to be ready in the screenshot.
You can blame me for not skipping Super Chest 1, by the way.
I saw your comment and I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, it was 2% off with that without a mimic, so
Wow.
I think we would have seen Super Chest 2 though.
Yes, yes. It would have been the... Yeah.
The double
definitely
skip
would have.
is a bit hard.